People in their 40s and 50s with no children. How does it feel? On the one hand, I seriously envy my friends who have two lovely sons who are now in high school. On the other hand, I'm glad that I'm not my sister and brother-in-law who have two spawns of Satan who are 4 and 6. I'm very glad to have been a part of the lives of my brother's kids, but I would have been a terrible parent myself, so it's all good. I can't even take care of myself, let alone have to take care of another living person. So I just do what I want with my life and have a great time doing it. It's pretty awesome. I never once had the tingling feeling of wanting to become a parent. I simply don't have that want/desire/responsibility to raise a child, especially in this timeline we're living in. Then I met my wife, who thinks the exact same way. We both love traveling, backpacking, camping, etc. It's freeing knowing we can get up in a split second and go. I definitely think it was the right choice for me. Gotta be honest with myself, I'm a little lazy and selfish, and while I think I might have been a decent dad, I don't think I would have been a happy one. It's weird BC, all your child having friends, which is most everyone, are completely consumed by their kids, so you don't relate as well with others. But also it's great BC, I have extra money, and I can spend it on whatever the I please. Oh, and I have extra time to do whatever I please. But sometimes I want to do something with my best friend, but she can't BC if her kids so. There's positives and negatives. Pretty great. My wife turned out to be a narcissistic abuser, so I divorced her. 1. No kids that would have suffered from her behavior. 2. No kids that would have suffered through the divorce. I'm more than happy to be the silly, fun uncle to my brother's kids. I wanted to have kids, but I couldn't, so sometimes I'm a bit sad seeing friends and colleagues having children. But it's nothing I can change, so I'm usually not thinking much about it. And sometimes I'm also a bit glad I don't have kids seeing how the world goes to shit, and no one seems to care to make the necessary changes so that their children or grandchildren will still have a livable world. The freedom, the sweet, sweet freedom to do what I want or not do when I want. Kind of depressing. I want to be a dad, but I rather let my broken brain diseases die off with me. Hard. I feel like I missed out on the best parts of adulthood. First steps, taking my kid to school, coaching Little League, school plays, dinner table conversations, family vacations, helping them when they are hurt, Santa Claus, seeing them grow, arguments and apologies, grandchildren. It just never materialized for me. It's like I wasn't worthy of that gift, of even finding a wife to build a family. Sucks hard many days. I can put on a brave face, but deep down it's crushing. 48, one sister who also has no kids. Definitely no regrets. Having kids is something I never even considered. Awesome. One of the best decisions of my entire life. Dink forever. No regrets ever. So thankful. I would have been a terrible mother, but I'm an amazing aunt. After numerous miscarriages, we were in our 40s with no children. We would both do anything to have had children. If we had a kid now, I'd be 68 when they graduated from high school. Can't believe there are people claiming child-free people don't care for the state of the only planet we call home. Of course we care. We have nephews, nieces, and family that will have kids that we care about deeply. I wasn't even going to comment, because I'm only 34 without kids, but you weirdos with your assumptions can be annoying. Not having kids is amazing for some and sad for others. I'm not sure how to answer this because I don't know what it would be like to have them. I see all my friends and siblings with kids, and I see the beautiful parts. I also see the very hard parts. I also see the people who really, really want children do everything they can to conceive. I just can't ever picture putting myself through that. I do know this. I love my life, every aspect of it. I love seeing my nieces and nephews grow up. I love that I can come home and have peace and quiet and not have a single thing to attend to. I'm truly happy. This is what I wanted and it's what I got. But will I ever know how it feels opposed to having them? Nope. I have the freedom and funds to take off for a few weeks to travel anywhere in the world when I feel like it. Did do that a few times already, and it was def an experience every time. Or if I feel like it, do nothing at all. I can do whatever the fuck I want, and that's priceless to me. Would my life be better or worse with kids? Hard to say, TBH, but the freedom alone I have right now makes me feel like it's better than not. As someone who has wanted to have children but has fertility issues, it's been soul-crushing. Yeah, I have freedom, but the only thing worse than being disappointed myself is watching my wife struggle. Having and raising kids is all she's ever wanted, and I have been unable to give her that. Hoping to adopt, but it's an incredibly lonely and vulnerable experience, especially if you aren't willing to go through a religious agency. I wanted children, but my uterus decided that ejecting them would be a better idea. I sometimes grieve the idea of being a parent. Then I snap back to reality when the reality of my life makes me not fit to be a parent. I am on the disability pension for MS. I am legally blind and cannot drive and have to depend on others to do things for me. I could not provide what I feel is a fulfilling life for a child. I get to sleep in, I get to love my cats and be the weird aunt to my nibblings instead. It is what it is, and I am at peace with it. No regrets. Having seen my brother and his 2 small children today, absolutely fine and dandy, thank you. A few pangs every now and then, but I wouldn't change my decision. Not by choice, so pretty devastated. Pretty rough. I only started to feel better and come out of the sadness when I took full responsibility for choosing not to have children. My first partner didn't want kids until he was 40. My first husband was abusive and irresponsible. My boyfriends after that were non-committal. My second husband is amazing but has kids, had the snip, and felt he was too old to adopt or foster. The reality is I chose these partners. I've got lovely adult stepchildren, and I'm an auntie and godmother. I've fostered rescue animals for 20 years. It's not the same, but you can't always get what you want, as the song goes. When I have feelings about it, I have to take it on the chin. I never wanted kids. It was worst nightmare to have them. I did everything I could to avoid them, and I'm very happy to have done so. Now I just need my work to respect my off time, and my life will be perfect. I have more spending power than everyone I know, and I can do whatever I like and whenever I want. You could not pay me enough to have made the other choice. All my life, I could barely take care of myself, so I'm happy to not bring harm upon another life. I'm 31F, and you can't imagine how happy I'm to read these replies raising hands light skin tone. I knew I'd never be fit to be a mother full-time, so I spent my 20s and 30s as a Girl Scout leader, having fun and sending the kids home at the end of the meetings. Sometimes I wish I could know what pregnancy feels like, but I'm glad I don't have a child of my own. The few years I was a parent were enough to teach me I don't want kids. As much as I love my stepkids, I do not miss the constant, never-ending panic. I was always anxious. Living in poverty, I just knew I was failing them. I lived in a low-grade state of anxiety for 5 years, worrying about them all the time. I still worry about them all the time. In fact, one is currently sleeping downstairs. She's homeless. It's so much different now that they are adults. Amazing. It feels fantastic. Fucking awesome. My life is amazing. Fixed at 26, I'm now 46. Brilliant. Perfect. I decided at 14 I did not want, and I stayed the course. I am serene and do not look back, nor does my wife. As much as I love my nieces, that I still don't want any. Feels like financial independence. Pretty good. I'm 55 and could retire tomorrow if I so choose. Scary. I maybe have a couple of fertile years left, but my partner doesn't really want kids. I won't know how I feel about it until it's too late. I don't feel ready, yet I can't imagine growing old with never having children. I wish I had more time.